Fishermen off the coast of Vietnam recently hauled in more than they bargained for when their nets caught onto a strange buoy. The fishermen were immediately alarmed by the hundreds of kilograms of concrete in their nets, but were even more surprised to find an old radio inside. The device was emitting a repeating Morse code distress signal. Soon, amateur radio enthusiasts across Vietnam and beyond were listening in to try and decode the message. What did the radio have to say? What secrets does its discovery reveal about the turbulent history of the region? Join us today as we look at this mysterious French colonial relic. In March 2021, fishermen were working on the outskirts of Vietnam's capital of Hanoi when their nets snagged on something large and heavy. It took them over an hour to pull the object from the water. But eventually they got it onto the shore, where they discovered that it was a strange buoy made of concrete. There was also an old wooden box attached to it. Inside of it, they found a rotatable dial and antenna. It turned out to be a radio transmitter. At first, the device emitted a continuous tone, but then it started sending out a Morse code signal. The strange thing was that the transmission was repeating itself over and over again. After hearing the signal, many people became intrigued and wanted to know its meaning. In Vietnam, word spread quickly about the radio, and soon amateur radio enthusiasts began gathering around it to listen. A local man named Hong Van Thuc recorded the signal and posted it online, calling for help in decoding it. His post quickly went viral, and one person who saw it was French historian Jean Marquion. He realized that the signal probably related to France's colonial past in the region, and took it upon himself to decode it. After examining the buoy, he noticed that it had the markings of a French company that operated from 1931 to 1940. This made it clear that the device was from the 1930s, a time when French colonial troops had a strong presence in Vietnam. But the radio's purpose remained a mystery until someone decoded the message it was sending. As it turned out, the Morse code simply said, "I am in distress." Once they knew this, historians were able to determine the origin of the radio. It was broadcasting from the island of Bac Long Vai, which is near the coast of modern-day Vietnam. During the Second World War, the Japanese took control of the region and renamed it French Indochina. In 1945, the Japanese surrendered, and the French attempted to reassert their authority over the colony. They sent out a naval expedition to restore order. But just as they arrived, they were met with fierce resistance from the Viet Minh, a communist-led Vietnamese independence movement. The French forces were defeated and retreated. Many of them left the area without their equipment. But what happened to the island of Bac Long Vai? Historians believe that the island may have been intentionally removed from maps after the French left. This would explain why no one knows about it today, and why the fishermen didn't know there was a buoy in the area. To prove this theory, oceanographers used sonar to scan the seafloor and found the island. They also discovered the graves of 3 French soldiers. It seems likely that the island name was erased from maps after the war, and that the radio was left behind by the retreating French forces. It's not clear why they left it there or whether there were other devices like it in the area. But one thing is for sure, the fishermen certainly had quite the surprise when they pulled it from the water. And now you know all about the French colonial radio buoy that was found by Vietnamese fishermen. But what do you think? Did the French leave behind other relics from their colonial days? Let us know your thoughts. And don't forget to stay tuned for more videos like these. Thanks for watching.